Hey Pisces, welcome back to Distilled Tarot. My name's Shannon. I'll be guiding you through today's reading. This is going to be our weekly reading for May 23rd through the 29th. Let's see what's going on with Pisces. The heart of your reading, we have the Tower reversed. Averting a disaster, sidestepping a pitfall. What's the challenge? The Empress in reverse. Has to do with your creativity. If you're an artist, it's like a work of art that you've created or want to create. For some of you, this is very literal because I'm getting concepts of like someone who's baked and decorated a very elaborate cake, like for a wedding or some sort of major event. And in transporting it, it got damaged and it seemed like it was going to be a terrible disaster, but you were able to resolve it. You were able to correct the situation and it was still a success. And I'm also getting like someone who had had a painting studio away from their home somewhere, and there was a fire nearby, and you were very concerned that because you have a lot of flammable supplies there, that it may have involved your works of art and that you might have lost everything. And I'm not picking up on what the result of that was. But because the Tower was reversed, I imagine that if anything was affected, it wasn't everything, or it wasn't the most important things to you. Now, those are, like I said, those are very literal things, and that won't be the way that these energies are manifesting for everyone out there. It could have been in a much more minor way, like you were really looking forward to cooking dinner for someone, and then it looked like they needed to cancel at the last minute, and you had made all these preparations to make a nice meal, and you were really looking forward to creating a nice experience for you and them to share together. Show me Pisces focus. Eight of Cups. Somehow, this experience has caused you to look elsewhere for happiness. I do think that's a fleeting perspective because we have the Knight of Wands reversed here at the bottom of the deck as that comes out. I think it's like a knee-jerk reaction, like, oh, if this sort of thing can happen under the circumstances the way that I've allowed them to be, then maybe I've made a mistake and I need to completely change the game and leave this behind and do something totally different. Like, maybe I shouldn't be delivering cakes at all, or maybe I shouldn't have a painting studio away from home. You're considering making a big change because of this. But it definitely feels like a knee-jerk reaction So the way that you're feeling about this might change if you give it more time. But your intention all the while is to be happier. In the recent past, we have Temperance in reverse, Impatience. There's something that you wanted, Nine of Cups, something that you wished for. You may have cut corners in order to try and get where you wanted to be before you were actually there. I know that doesn't quite make sense, because we've got the Eight of Cups here. The Nine of Cups is where you wanted to be in the past. Like, you may have put the situation into a pressure cooker. That's actually a really interesting analogy, because pressure cooker allows you to cook something much more quickly. But it adds an element of risk. It can explode and ruin the meal, right? So it's like this element of impatience, wanting to have the amazing result more quickly. You were creative, but it put things under too much pressure and it backfired in some way. So you're thinking, maybe I just need to leave this landscape behind, leave this situation behind, and go start fresh somewhere else. But I don't think that's the case. I think that's just how you feel in the moment. Show me the energy of the environment. The World in reverse. I feel like you're being shown a preview. A preview of what's to come, a preview of how things can be in your future. And it's an attractive future to you. So much so that you may think there must be a way to get there now. Give me more on the World. Why is it reversed? Why is it that Pisces can't get there now? Like that they shouldn't? How is Spirit guiding them about this? Five of Swords. It's meant to draw out conflict, draw out differences of opinion. This is either, I'm trying to decipher for you why it's something that's in your future and not like something that you can step into right now. And what they're giving us is the Five of Swords, which to me feels like Spirit saying there's some either internal or external conflict that should be brought to the surface so that it can be addressed and resolved before you actually cross that threshold of embarking on a fresh new start, achieving something bigger. So there's some aspect that you want to go after now because you've seen a glimpse of it. But that may have gotten you into trouble with this Tower in reverse. Like, oops, I went for it a little bit early. Now, the Five of Swords could mean that there's someone in your inner circle who isn't as much of a friend to you or a supporter of you than you think. And you're meant to find out, if it's someone in your environment, you're meant to find out like who agrees with you and who doesn't. Not that everyone has to agree with you, but there's some sort of disagreement that's meant to be had. Because, okay, here's the important part. The details may not fit the way I'm describing it, because what I'm trying to do here is describe different ways that this energy could be manifesting in your life. The important part that I'm picking up on is that there's some unresolved idea, differences of opinion. Now, you might hold two opposing viewpoints and you're not quite aware that you're having this internal battle. Like, you fully believe that you should be a cake decorator, and yet you fully believe that you shouldn't, and it's a terrible profession for you to pursue, and it'll never provide a successful lifestyle for you. Like, there's something that you're at odds with, either internally or externally, that the reason why you're being shown this preview of what's possible for you in your future partly is so that you can access and identify and resolve this conflict, whether it's something going on within you in your own mind or it's something in your external environment. Someone whose energy is at odds with what you're trying to do, and therefore they are co-creating your environment with you, but they're kind of working against you in some way. And I don't think they're working against you as an enemy. I think they just have a different view for what their future should look like. So they're manifesting and building a future for themselves that doesn't resonate with what you're building for yourself. This is how it could play out if it's manifesting as someone else in your external environment. Show me the near future. How does this story unfold for Pisces? Seven of Swords. Okay, so you're going to start keeping your plans much more private. I dig it. Because we have the Ten of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck. You're not looking for an exit strategy as a way to maintain or expand your happiness anymore. Instead, you're saying, okay, I can stick to my own plan, but no one else really needs to know about it. I can keep this away from prying eyes. Like, there's someone who is at odds with me, this wolf that's kind of tracking you here in this Seven of Swords illustration. But the Seven of Swords in the upright is able to keep things concealed, is able to keep things private and secret. So, I feel like you may stop sharing your situation with so many people until you can determine, like, whose view for my future aligns with my view for my future. If someone believes I'm going to fail, then their belief, the more they know about what I'm trying to do, the more their belief that I'm going to fail can influence whether or not I succeed. So, I see you succeeding more and more by keeping your plans more private. Not saying completely a secret, you don't have to shut everyone else out in order to accomplish this, but it's like more private, more concealed. Show me surprise energy for Pisces. What's going to influence a situation that Pisces doesn't see coming? Four of Wands in reverse. Well, I mean, this can indicate a divorce or a breakup. I haven't seen much indication of relationship issues here in the spread, but it's a possibility. In a more general sense, the Four of Wands reverse talks about one of two things. It can be either a major life event that is associated with something pseudo-negative, like a divorce, can be like a retirement if someone is not really wanting to retire, but they're kind of getting ousted. Okay, so it's either something like that, or the Four of Wands can indicate a goal. So the reversal can mean that you're either changing the destination that you're headed for, the goal that you've set for yourself, or it may become impossible for you to reach the goal that you've set for yourself, like that thing that you're trying to land on might be taken away from you. That could manifest as something like, I've always wanted to enter the cake baking competition for professional bakers, the Professional Baking Association, and this year I'm going to enter and I'm going to work really hard, but I have to get so many people to vote for me in order to enter the competition. So this is you like working on that. And then all of a sudden the professional baking organization shuts down and that competition no longer exists. Like that could be one way that the Four of Wands reversed could manifest in your life. Some goal that you've set for yourself no longer being possible. If that's the case, it can definitely be tied to divine intervention, the aspect of the Tower that's like spirit interceding in your life in order to knock you back on the path that would be more in alignment with your higher purpose. Give me more on the Four of Wands. Eight of Swords. Okay, so this is something that you haven't seen coming, something that you didn't believe was possible, but it's going to open your eyes to new possibilities, which is a really good thing. It may not feel like a good thing in the moment because the Eight of Swords is like a very, like lulling yourself into a false sense of security by purposefully blinding yourself from what's out there. So this is like becoming aware. That awareness is going to be a good thing. You may have actually kind of backed your, or limited your, limited, yep, okay. They're confirming quite strongly. I think I've hit on the main thread that they're trying to convey here. The goal that you set for yourself was actually limiting you. So you're going to come up with a new idea, a new inspiration, and a new direction. Ace of Wands here at the bottom of the deck. Okay, let's take a look at your hopes and fears. Six of Swords in reverse. Okay, so part of the reason why you're in such a hurry to get where you see that you can be in the future is because you know the farther you get away from your past, the less likely it is that you'll backslide. That's fear, so be careful about that. If you're projecting that fear onto the situation, you're focusing too heavily on where you don't want to be. Try to shift, if that's resonating for you, try to shift that focus on where you do want to be. What do you want to move toward and why? How will it make you feel? And try to correct yourself anytime something pops up as like, well, I want to be in this situation because that will mean I'm not in that situation. That's kind of like not exactly what I'm talking about, because you're still referencing where you don't want to be. Show me the end result. Page of Wands in reverse. The Page of Wands in reverse is a loss of interest, a lack of motivation, a loss of interest. It has to do with the Four of Wands in reverse. Whatever you'd been striving toward, you're going to start to feel less motivated in that direction, which is a good thing, because you're going to have opened your eyes to a wider array of possibilities. And I think you're going to set a new goal that has more to do with being happy now than hustling to get as far away from your past as possible. Which is actually the faster way to get to that future that you've peaked at, the future that you see as possible for yourself. It's like Spirit's not going to let you get there before you're ready for it. You're right where you're meant to be. Show me advice. Nine of Wands reversed. It's okay to let something go. It's okay to give up on something. There's something, I feel two threads happening here. There's something winding down as this shift happens within you. And this tower moment was shaking things up. It was like shaking things up so that you can see a wider scope, a wider perspective of what's possible. So you're going to stop aiming toward what you were aiming toward. You're going to give up on that. And Spirit is just confirming for you that that's okay. Like, whatever you're not motivated toward anymore, that's happening for a reason. It's to help indicate to you internally by sensing like, that doesn't light me up. I'm not passionate about it. I don't want to be committed to that. You don't have to be. You can let go of that, because what is taking you toward whatever you want to create is this new attitude of privacy, of keeping things to yourself. Like while you're still in this bottom of the deck 3 of Wands energy of I'm taking steps toward what I want. I'm waiting for something to come toward me from Spirit. There's this element of privacy involved. So letting go of that other aspect, that other goal that was really motivated more about getting yourself away from your past environment is something that you can let go of now. Pisces, I hope that helped. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you back tomorrow for the dailies. Bye.